Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with the cast of Botched. It's currently streaming right now on Tubi. Thank you all so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, guys. There's a lot of you guys in this room right now, so I didn't want to just kind of go around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys go around and introduce yourselves, and I hope we're in the same order, this carousel we have here. Let's start with you, Armeen.
All right, cool. Thank you for having us. Once again, my name is Armeen. I'm originally from New York, the Bronx, New York. I'm living in Atlanta, Georgia right now. The X, baby. And I'm just passionate about acting. I'm passionate about the craft. And this is my first co-starring role in the film.
Nice.
So I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
KellyKellz.
In the building, hello. I am KellyKellz. I play Layla, my first serious role.
Good job.
And it's my life-changing role. It's my breakout role, Al.
Oh yeah, it is. And I'm sorry,
I'm super excited.
I play Russ. I'm sorry. I need to cut you off. Yeah,
no,
I play
okay.
Russ.
That's my Russ.
No, that is her Russ, guys. Are you from Milwaukee? What you know about Good Hope Road?
Who do you? What you know about 22nd and Center? What are you talking about? Why you throwing up the X's? Okay. You know what? I'm starting to like you more and more. My girl is well traveled.
I already liked you. You came in here
what you know about Omaha, Nebraska?
Oh, what? Okay, now that one I don't know too much about. Okay.
Gotcha.
But my sister's in Milwaukee.
I currently live in Atlanta.
No,
I'm currently in Atlanta.
I lived in Atlanta, okay? You guys, I know a lot about a lot of things. Well, no, I know a little about a lot of things. Let me not get ahead of myself.
We like it.
Miss Kelsey.
How you guys? Oh God, I missed this cast. This was an amazing film to work on. So I played Scarlett in the film. My name is Kelsey Delemar. I'm an actress, vocalist, screenwriter, songwriter. And I'm bi-coastal, LA, DC, Baltimore. Yeah, I was very happy to get this role. I was happy to be a part of it. The story itself speaks volumes, and yeah, Al did the big one with this one.
Yes. Oh, and you see how Kelsey said Baltimore, so she knows what she's talking about. and last but certainly not least, the man that really put things together, Al. Let's go ahead.
Hey man, AlNuke, man, you know what it is. Detroit.
Detroit.
What up, though?
What up, though?
Director and writer of the film, Botch.
Awesome. I'll just let you guys know again, I'm Koku with blackfilm.com. I'm originally from Chicago, right down the block, okay? Just boogie up to Milwaukee, and then sometimes I go the other way and go to Detroit. So listen, that's why I know a little bit about a lot of things,
Midwest.
Midwest in the building. But most of my life, I got to be transparent. That's why I was talking to Armeen like that. I've lived in New York most of my life. So, there's my story has become very interesting. But enough about me. Who cares about that? This is all about you guys. The first thing I noticed and Kelsey, you were just looking at them like, is that all of you guys, and I guess it has been a long time since you've gotten sort of back together, but I love when I see a cast where everybody really, really loved each other. And I'm hearing about a lot of firsts and you guys putting a lot into this role, and it was a little bit different from you because Al really gave you a chance and a shot to do something a little bit different than what you're used to. I'll start with you, Kelsey. How does that feel? Because you said, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. So when you got to do this, how did that make you feel when you were cast?
Man, I was on board from the jump. When Al told me, I didn't even read the script before I already knew that I wanted to be a part of it. Like he just told me what it was about. And after knowing that it was about, women and what we go through for beauty standards and how, especially in 2024, it has amplified. Like it's just kind of like normalized to just get stuff done and change and and which is cool. But there's a price to pay. And so I was really already on board, but then I read the script, I fell even more in love with it. And when he told me about Scarlett and her story, I was like, I lose my legs. Like, I was like, I've never played a role that was like that pivotal. That's like, she did something that in the moment, like a lot of decisions, we just didn't know the outcome was going to be that severe. And it's like, based on a true story, it was like, I felt compelled that I needed to be a part of this. I needed to be used as a vessel. I needed to bring Scarlett. I remember calling Al. I was going on a run date one day and I called him like, I was out of breath. I was like, Al, I was thinking for her hair, like my name is Scarlett. It needs to be like red. Like, what you think about that? Like, I was so with it. Like, I just loved every part of it. And yeah, I was excited. Long days and it didn't even matter.
Oh, that's so good to hear. I'm so happy that you had this opportunity. And Miss KellyKellz, I'm gonna come straight to you. You know, this role, you know, I would not have known that this was the first of its type for you because you really, really dug into it. You got, you know, were able to get so serious and so deep, and just seeing the development of your character. And she starts off as somebody that, you know, we start to know the progression of sort of the origin story of who she is and why, right? But she sort of comes off, there's an innocence to her, right? And we start to see how things progress, and life just kind of keeps kicking her in a certain direction to where she sort of becomes someone else. So talk about what that was like as this character evolved, really, and you could kind of see how it landed to where it was, but it was in many ways just, it was unfortunate, but it's also like, what else could it have been, you know?
So reading the script, first let me start off by saying I called Al and I said, listen, I want this part. He was like, I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna play. You're gonna be serious. And I'm like, I'm going to be serious. Please give me this chance. Starting off in theater, I was a solo humorous actor, but I did solo serious. So I understood that I could be serious. But reading the script and to come from an innocent place, I think that's a lot of women's story. We come from a place of innocence, a place of wanting to be loved, wanting to be vulnerable, wanting to be the helping person, to be a leading lady, and we're willing to do whatever it takes. And so I kind of put myself in that space. I remember just wanting to be loved before I was married, and the obstacles I had to really go through as a woman, as a heavy set woman, right? As a woman that people may not have thought to be as desirable back then. And that's like, wow, I actually was like embodied in it because it could have been my sister. It could have been me. And when you realize how the backstory of even her experiencing molestation and coming from an abusive home, it makes you feel sorry for her, and you start to have a sadness that helps you with the character. So I developed a sadness for Layla, and I'm like, sad. And now I'm happy because I meet this guy and he's loving, but then I'm sad again because I'm not enough for him. So I just had to play with these emotions, and it was an emotional roller coaster, but it was exciting. It was invigorating. It was like, I want more. And even when I did want to get happy, because I don't know if you know, I am a beacon of light. I don't know if y'all can tell. I'm a light, right? But Al really, his direction was stern. It was loving. It was coming from a place, I want you to win. And when we had those conversations, he said, I don't want KellyKellz on this set. We don't need nobody to love you. We don't need them while you're smiling. I need them to hate you right now. I'm like, is this what you want? And I was like, okay. And I don't get a chance for people to hate me.
That's so hilarious. And I mean,
it was
go ahead.
Out of body experience. I'm sorry. It was just an out of body experience, but I got to be something more than what I am on a day. Yeah, it was great.
No, I mean, it's a great challenge. And like I said, you did a great job. And just you kind of really helped me segue into speaking to Armeen, because the thing is, like, this character, Russ, just like she said, you know, he came into her life and was like a knight in shining armor, and he was so sweet and loving. And then it just, to literally quote what she just said, it's like at some point she just wasn't enough. And it's just, that's how a lot of times like abuse can kind of like just, it starts to trickle in. And it's so unfortunate because even had she not been the sum of her experiences that she had she had a better beginning, she probably would have saw it for what it was immediately and not entered that situation. But she was like the perfect hook, and he knew it. Can you speak more about playing that character?
It definitely was a transition for me because I like to say, I mean, and people that have seen the movie, my friends, people that I know on a daily basis, they say, bro, that's not even like you. So it was hard, like, seeing you in that light. Family members, you know what I'm saying, just friends like that grew up with me. It was like, yo, bro. I mean, there's some things about Russ that I related to, but some things it was totally foreign to me. So I had to like really tap into a whole nother mindset, a whole nother I wouldn't even say character because I'm playing the character, but I had to become basically in my mind a monster. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who preyed on, like you said, she you know, I kind of crept up on her, and I saw that she was vulnerable, and I saw that she was green. I say it's a line in the movie where I'm like, green. You know what I'm saying? And I saw that, and I victimized her. You know, so I had to become this like I said, I had to become this monster, and it was a journey for me. You know, after set, I would have to come down from that high because it was a high. It was times where I would be like, bro, I need more from you. I need you to go there, and I'd be like, I'm gonna go there. And when you go there as an actor, sometimes it's hard to come out of that. So I had to walk away from the set and like really just sit in silence, and put on The Simpsons and just like, you know, cool down myself, because it was tough. Yeah, it was tough.
It's crazy.
No, and Al, you know, putting this cast together, seeing how everybody was so, once we all got on this call, everybody was so happy to see each other. Like everybody's faces lit up. And then to hear everybody say like, you know, Al gave me this opportunity and I was like so hyped to do this. And it's just like, you're giving everybody these first. Why didn't you go back and just call somebody that you know, like, all right, I already know what so-and-so can do. Why did you choose them and say like, listen, this is gonna be their chance, their moment to showcase and show me that they're worth the job? What made you decide to do it that way?
You know, that's a great question, because this is like my, like, I think like 9th or 10th film, right? And I've always dealt with rappers and I've always dealt with entertainers where I put the face before the authenticity of the film. And when it become time to shoot, I would force the talent to become the actor. And a lot of people weren't able to see that, because I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm a good director and I feel it. And I'm not gonna put it in the film if I don't feel it. So if every movie you might have seen and it feels authentic, that's because it is. But this particular film, I said, you know what? I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I don't want to deal with no rappers. I don't want to deal with no entertainers. I don't want to deal with nobody that's feel like that they got a ego over here and not authentic to filmmaking. And it's a blessing for me to work with these beautiful individuals. I want to give him, you know, the ultimate praise, because man, it took a lot. It took 40 Kelseys, it took 40 Laylas to find Layla, and about 30 Russ to find Russ, and about 15 Scarletts to find Scarletts. And when I tell you the decisions was hard, the easiest one was Scarlett. Like she was like, when she came, she brung it, she cried on set, it was done. You know what I mean? Kelz did good, but like she said, she was a comedian, and I was like, I don't really know. But she called me and said, when we shoot, she dictated, she told me that she was the main character. And it made me go back and really look at her reel and say, you know what? Let me give her a second call. Kelz, we need to really do this. If you're going to do this, do this. And that's when I had the conversation with her, and she killed it. And I don't know how I found this dude, Russ, after so many guys, and I was this close. I felt like I needed to remake a Denzel. I want somebody that I could nurture into it. And when I seen him, I don't even know where I seen him. I seen him on Instagram or something. Somebody tagged him in something. I was like, he got it. Now let me see if I can turn him into Russ, because that wasn't his emotion, but he got the look that I need. You know what I mean? When I put them two together on camera, in my apartment, I put Russ and Layla on camera. I said, oh, I got it. Thank God. You know what I mean? For the first time.
And I'll ask you this too, and it's kind of one of those things that I have to ask, because a lot of times on social media, because of some of the work that we see, you know, like it's almost like there's always a joke around a movie being on Tubi, right? Now this movie is not what we would joke about being on Tubi. Like it's actually, like I said, it's very well produced, and there's nothing, you know, about it that would even like fall into any of those memes, right? So what is it that made you decide to go with Tubi, knowing how people are always going to say something? Like, what made you decide, like, you know what, regardless of what, this is the right home, and how did you arrive at that decision?
Well, that's a great question. I also want to, you know, what's crazy that you asked me that? Can you believe I just had maybe, I don't know, an hour conversation with Roland Martin last night?
Oh yeah.
We were arguing back and forth at 1:30 in the morning. Yeah, I could show you literally on my phone. Me and this man argued at 1:30 in the morning. And yeah, about the Tubi situation. You know, wow. Telling him. Yeah, Roland Martin, that used to be on CNN.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He did something about, he was on Tom Joyner and all these others. And I was a fan of his, but he took a shot at Tubi. And I was trying to explain to him is that Tubi is really giving us filmmakers and actors and actresses a real light, because I come from making movies for 20 years when they were doing DVDs and stuff like that. And we would give our film to filmmakers or to distributors, and they would hold a film for 10 years. They would give you, you know, 10 grand, 20 grand, or 5 grand, hold your film for 10 years. And Tubi is more so like, yo, put your movie out. If your movie's popping, ads is gonna come. You'll make a couple bucks. We'll split it with you. Simple. It's
So
almost
it's
like
equitable.
YouTube. Yeah, it's almost like a YouTube, but for filmmakers.
Okay.
And more importantly, we own the IPs. So I can take this movie. I'm in the process of getting this movie in different languages. We'll hopefully put it on like in different countries. You know what I mean? And working it. I can put it on different networks. Hopefully next year, a BET will pick it up, a Lifetime will pick it up. I can always work this film. Nobody is in my pocket or worried about dictating what I can do with this film. You know what I mean? And again, I'm going to like HBCUs later on this month to show the movie. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I'm just love to be in control of what we got. You know what I mean? It doesn't bring the money like you would want it to come back, boom, and you're rich, or you this, that, and the other. But if you can literally make your money back slowly or whatever, however, as long as you're not doing it in vain, because I do it for the craft. You know what I mean? To be real with you, I've made so many movies where I haven't recouped at all. But I still continue to make them because I love the craft.
You truly love it.
I'm ready to shoot again tomorrow. I'll spend my rent money. I don't care. Like, I love movies. I love storytelling. I love what they brought to the camera. So
that's awesome. I mean, let's
also
go ahead.
Can I
KellyKellz.
piggyback with the Tubi reference, because I take offense to it so much, right? But a lot of people that's saying this are not a lot of people who believe in ownership, right? We create our own narrative on Tubi. We're not waiting for anyone to go tell us you're a superstar, you're a movie, you're a star, you're a director. No, we are. And we're showing you all. And what's going to happen is it's already packaged. So when you pull up, the price is up, okay? You're not putting anything together for me. I showed you what we can do. Now you can just come with the offer. Because we're not just throwing anything up just to say we created a movie. We're seasoned actors and actors. We are seasoned directors and writers, musicians, mentors, entertainers. So it's heartbreaking when people say that, because, and especially when entertainers or anybody that's in the industry, because you all want a platform. And some people forget when they was just so hungry and they just wanted something. And now that they have their moment where they think they arrived, then they forget. But your moment can be taken away from you because you don't own it. You're waiting for somebody to cut you a check. Meanwhile, we're creating our own checks and we're waiting to split it with each other.
I think what makes you all very unique in that regard, and what's clicking, that I think a lot of people that come from the entertainment business from, you know, many years ago, is that the pride of ownership, right? Like Al was even just saying, like being able to know that this is my product. I'm not letting, and what you're saying too, KellyKellz, no one's taking anything away from you. You have a better understanding of like distribution. I think that a lot of times people look at the old school business model and think that like if a big movie house is behind it, then that means that I really made it. But again, like he said, what if that project is shelved, right? What if they take creative license to chop certain things and it doesn't come out how you want it to? There's so many things that can happen. And right now, this entire conversation that's been happening right now is about, you know, wage gaps and actually getting paid what you're worth. And it's like, if people would see that they can go the independent route, like what you guys have done here, then you'll see that there's many of us who do value that effort. And we just appreciate a good movie. I don't care what network it is on, really, right? But when I hear that the network is offering you something that will pay you more as a creator, then now I actually care to watch it and to support it. So that's what makes the difference to me as a viewer.
But I also want to say, last but not least, I also want to say about the Tubi, and you look at the changes. I'll just give you a prime example. I did a movie in 2013 called Birds of a Feather with Zaytoven. It was one of the biggest movies in the South, and I did it with a distributor. The distributor, I was on Netflix with this film. They gave me 25 grand in advancement. I never received the check again. We spent 22,000 on the premiere, just on the premiere for that movie. I never received $1 again. I finally took them to court last year, and they said, we owe you $1,600. And you know, they had this movie, over 10 years? And it was just weird because it sold out in Best Buy, Walmart. It went on Netflix for 2 years. I mean, the movie did extremely well, and that's how robbed I was, you know what I mean, with that classic film. So I don't care what nobody's talking about with Tubi. At least Tubi say, hey, man, this the numbers you did. This show split. It's all transparent.
Simple, transparent, yeah. Now you got to get some new forensic lawyers on the other one, because that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But Tubi don't have respect of person either, right? So let's be very clear. As me having 1.9 million followers mean nothing if you don't have this huge name in Hollywood. So when Al is going to push this film, even though he bet on us, thank you, we love you, Al. That's my forever brother. Whenever, however, I'm telling you, we locked in. But if you're not those names, right? If you're not them noticeable names, they're not pushing it. They don't want it. They don't want to look at it. And that's one of the things too. You know, they want you to shrink. They think that they can put the value on you. You're like, no, I'm big. I know that y'all don't think that because only certain people in when you want to let them in, that's fine. But if you let us in as we desire and as we're working towards it, it'll be more of us because we're here. And we're making movies like BOTCH.
But don't you guys also like the decentralization of like the Hollywood style, right? Like it seems like if you wanted to do theater, you had to be in New York. If you wanted to act, you had to go to LA. Don't you like that now that, you know, we can be in Atlanta, there's studios in Detroit now, Chicago, other places, like no one has to be in LA to act. I mean, doesn't
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it here. I love it. That's how I'm able actually to be bi-coastal. And last year when the strike was happening, WGA had, I'm sorry about that, WGA, like the LA was shut down. Like nobody was working. All of my actor friends, my producer friends, like everybody was looking for work. But guess what? East Coast was popping. You know, Detroit, all the places that's like, no, we go to LA, you go to Hollywood, you make movies. Like I had so many more opportunities not in LA. And I was grateful for that. I was grateful I didn't put all my eggs in one basket and think that I'm only gonna work on the West Coast because I'm, you know, in Hollywood and da-da-da-da-da. I know it's popping everywhere. And as an independent artist, like don't have a huge team. Like most of my bookings, I find myself, I go out and get my own auditions type. Like that's what we need. And that's the beauty of where we are in 2024. And to go back to Tubi, the beauty of Tubi, like it's giving more people an opportunity. And us as Black people, we gotta like lift ourselves up.
That's right.
We already know that we set the trends. We already know that what we do, we make it fire, it's lit, everybody copies us. Like it is what it is. But what we also do is tear each other down more than any other like ethnic group, community. It's like if like let's just say Indian people had a Tubi, right? Do you really think that they'd be out here like bringing it down and like telling everybody, man, this is trash. This is like any.
Do you know how many people watch Bollywood,
Nollywood,
like
Nollywood, Bollywood?
When I'm getting my hair braided, when I'm at the African shop, I love them. Shout out to Lies hair braided. They ain't watching nothing but Bollywood.
Beyonce versus Rihanna, the Nigerian DVD. Look, I'm East African, so I know all about this. Please, intimately. That's all my mother watches.
That's real, Kelsey.
They be having really good movies on there, by the way.
You just gotta listen. Like it's a little low. You know the set. You know, again, it's the storylines, right? Like sometimes
it is.
No, they tried to get me over there to do some movies over there. They was like, Al, we need you over here for a year to do some Bollywood movies in Africa. And I was like, yo, let's do it. I think this is new. And they was like, yo, each budget is like $5 grand, $7 grand. I was like, yo, I don't know what
as an African person, I'm gonna tell you, I would extend myself and to see like who are the names. As my dad would say, are these genuine individuals? Because they know start bringing them to the continent. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Make 10 movies at $5,000 a piece.
I don't know what we're talking about here.
I can't do that. Like, how do you even do that?
No, I don't know.
That's Bollywood though. That's real. And they got
that's true. But also just I don't know. I don't know. You gotta when you go back to my side of the world, you kind of gotta travel with somebody sometimes. You just gotta see what it's really about. When we're talking about this movie BOTCH, right? So, you know, these are things that we are seeing in our world today, right? And there's a lot of people, what I have noticed, which the movie really does highlight, is that now it's not like, remember before it was like only the celebrities were getting these enhancements. Now, I don't care if you work at the subway or you work for the MTA, anybody can get these procedures. You know, you can go in there, get some type of credit, you can get whatever you want, and you can get your butt done, whatever, and still say, welcome to Popeyes, right? It's completely open. Do you guys, who do you guys think that is sort of, I guess when we talk about the role that KellyKellz had to play and how it kind of went from like a sort of a legitimate place to somewhere where it kind of went to a dark place? Like, is there anybody that we should be blaming for, I guess, the proliferation of the desire and the need to look a certain way?
Social media, the internet, right? The internet has us thinking that we all need to look exactly the same. This has been my same body since the 3rd grade. You hear me?
Same.
I grew into this body. Girls like, where you get your butt done at? No, baby, I've had this butt. It's just now it's a thing, right?
Literal
So
same.
the world wants us to all look alike, big lips. Now everybody wants lips injections.
Stuck
They
lips,
want the
yeah.
white teeth. And guess what? And all these things are perfectly fine if you're doing it for your own self-care.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it to fit a stigma because you feel like it's going to help you get somewhere further, then you've already lost, because those things don't. Being genuinely who you are,
Yeah.
loving yourself, that comes through any ass shots,
True.
right? Any butt shots. That comes through any face augmentations. That comes through any wigs we wear. Whatever the decision is, you have to be who you are, right?
Yeah.
And that's self-love has to be first. A lot of people are sitting here not loving themselves and thinking that if I get bigger boobs, if I get a smaller waist, it'll make me a better person. But no, what's going to happen is you're going to suffer from what is it called?
Body dysmorphia.
Body dysmorphia. When you look in the mirror, you don't know who you are because you're trying to create a monster. So the self-love is gone. The reassuring of people to say, you know what? It's okay. We don't have to walk in and be a room full of zebras.
But I think also, like, I think that people don't really know what comes with that, right? Like, for those of us that you said that have just been curvy all of our lives, like, it's, you know, unfortunately, especially in New York, I mean, as you know, the yo ma of it all. Like, you cannot walk down the block. I don't care what you look like. You can have a mask on and be like, I know you look good under the mask anyway. Don't really matter. It's crazy outside. But the thing about it is that if you're shaped a certain way, like, there's a certain kind of attention that you are going to get regardless, whether you're 18 or 80. And I think when these women get these shapes, it's like, do you really know what you're signing up for? Like, that type of stuff gets old really quick when you're not used to it. You don't even know who's genuinely interested in you as a person.
You better
say
it.
And it's also like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Kels. Go ahead.
I was just saying, we're also like in this place, like you said, right now, that's the trend. Where we're at right now is there's always this thing that's going to be on trend. A few years, well, you know, a decade ago, everybody wanted to look like a toothpick. Hollywood, everybody, you know, then
Big
the
boobs,
pancake booty. Yeah, and it's just like, it changes. So like when you make these changes and alterations to your body, which I agree with, if that's what you want to do, just know that like you're really doing it for you, because the trends change. I was a little girl getting teased about my big lips. Like I was insecure about my lips as a child growing up, like hated them, didn't wear no kind of colors because I was like, no, my lips too big. I can't wear that color. Like, like, and now it's a trend. Now people buy it. Like the bodies, like everything is a trend. So it's like, you got to realize that and accept that and know that if you do want to change yourself, because this is what's trendy, like make sure that you love that part of yourself enough that when it's off trend, you still gonna love it. Like you still gonna be cool with you and your decisions that you made to change yourself.
I mean, what were you gonna say?
Just to add to it too, just what's even scarier is, you know, and I'm not a woman, so I can't really speak too much on the topic. I mean, I can, but I choose not to, because you know, it's just I'm a man, so I can't relate to what women go through in their heads. But the conversation, the powerful thing about this movie, about this film, and what Al have said several times is that people are not doing their research. You know what I'm saying? They're rushing to do these things to their bodies and themselves, that and they're so busy wanting to get these results and get this attention that they're forgetting the biggest part, and that's the research.
Exactly, that's true.
Know who's operating on your body. Know who's putting, you know, whatever into your body, because you can die before you even get, you know what I'm saying, the attention that you need. So that's my thing. That's that to me is powerful, and that's the conversation that I'm seeing. Like when I go on Instagram, when I go on Twitter, you know, behind this movie and behind this film, people are starting to talk about, wow, I was going to get the surgery, and now I'm researching my doctor. I've seen that conversation.
That's good.
Happening a lot now since BOTCH came out. I haven't seen conversations like that. You know what I'm saying?
Some people were just willing to take a risk because they were just that desperate. They saw, and I mean, Al,
but the movie scares the shit out of you, though.
It does. And I was gonna say, Al doesn't. I'm not without me giving it away. Al does a great job with making sure that, but he's also very balanced and responsible. And listen, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. But I think you were very balanced and responsible with how you made sure that was that message was clear.
You know what was strange to me is that I'm always into the social comments. So I'm really into the Facebook Tubi groups. recommended. I'm watching all of the comments, and I'm watching all of the stuff on TikTok. I'm watching all of the stuff, and it's a huge conversation, right? But it shocks me how many women are saying, I couldn't stomach the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes was too much. And it's like, wait a minute, this is what y'all doing to your bodies.
Exactly.
How are you in shock? Like, how are you really in shock? Because when I was doing research with this film, I was going to plastic surgery places. It was a line wrapped around the corner, like Walmart.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like some of the most packed places is plastic surgeries and abortion clinics. I hate to say it.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And it's all taboo that everybody's in there kind of, you know.
Yeah.
I've been to both. And it's just like, but in those comments, I see people saying, I couldn't stomach it. It hurt me. And I was just like, how? You know what I mean? Like, that's still, I'm wondering, because every woman think about plastic surgery.
I mean, you fly through Hartsfield, you got people like, I don't know how they got there when they're flying, and they just, or, you know, so you see this stuff.
So I did a skit just playing. Me and my husband and my daughter were on our way to Vegas for our anniversary. I did a skit just playing how girls, when they get a BBL, how they sit on a plane.
Yeah.
And they, you know, because you can't sit down. So many of my friends was like, I think you're insensitive. You're talking about me direct. I'm like, you got a BBL?
Wow.
But it's funny.
You was doing the skit?
I did a skit. Man, it went viral. I'm gonna send it to you. It went viral, but this was years before. This was like 2 years before I actually did the movie BOTCH.
Yeah.
Now listen, it's so ironic. We filming the movie. I go get lipo in the middle of the right before we film, like the last 3 episodes, like the last 3 days of shooting. I had a set schedule. I had a brand deal with a plastic surgery company, and I'm thinking like, oh, this is gonna be perfect. And I did the lipo, and guess what? I did lipo because I'm like, Kelly, you go to the gym all the time, but you be playing and you be eating all crazy because, you know, you on the road. I mean, I did lipo. I look good for the first, like, what, 8, 9
I was going to ask you. You just went right into it. So what happened? You have to do the faja and stuff?
Oh, yeah, do the faja. But then I start being outside and traveling the world
So
again.
y'all be trying to be cute. You don't want, you see what you did? You did that to you. You know you did that to you. See, she playing. She has to own that.
I'm owning that. That's the point. And that's what's really good, that I can own that. Like, but the thing is, I'm 100 with my body.
But yeah, you already got a cute shape. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you're not mentally here with it, right? It don't matter if you go get lipo and spend $4,400 or $0 completely free.
Yeah.
If your mind not made up, you're going to go revert back to who you are.
Yeah.
This doesn't make you a beautiful person in the inside because your outside is done. If you're nasty, your thing. So BOTCH is one of those things that, listen, ladies, love who you are right now, baseline. If you enhance yourself, go crazy. But love who you are, because it's a dirty world. And you said it best. When you ask for all this attention, baby, some of the attention you get is not worth the hassle.
It don't be worth it at all. It don't be worth it at all. No, but I thank you all so much for your time, and I think, guys, we ran so much longer than I thought that you guys. I asked them for like 10 minutes, and we just over here having a conversation.
Hope it. The movie brings conversation. That's what I love about this film.
It's about.
It absolutely does. And I want to wrap it with this asking Al, like, what's next for you? I know you, like you said, you've been doing films for a long time. Did you have anything down the pipeline that we have not heard about yet?
Yeah, stay tuned. I mean, I'm pushing BOTCH right now. I'm really going hard with BOTCH. Of course, I got a couple television series, couple series that I'm working on. But right now, it's all about BOTCH, and it's all about raising awareness of this film for at least next 30 to 60 days. I'm really passionate about this movie. I got a lot of people telling me this is my best work so far. So, again, I thank my actors, my cast, my crew. And we're gonna We're gonna push this film.
And do you guys have anything that you want to shout out, Kelsey, KellyKellz, Armeen?
I mean, I got it. Oh wait, no, go first, KellyKellz.
Okay, cool. Well, obviously, I'm on tour. It's the Funny by Nature comedy tour. I have a tour that we produce. Me, Jess, Nisha, Shima, Franklin, Crystal Powell. I'm a girl's girl. And so we're on tour, Funny by Nature comedy tour. I'm hosting the Going Broke tour. It's Funny Marco, the podcast, Through Thick and Thin, the podcast. And I'm filming and we're making movies. So look out for Toxic Friends. And then we're going to think about BOTCH too, where y'all can find out the backstory of everybody. What you say, Al?
Yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah. And so we're just working and in the industry, just being in your rightful place. I'm just in my rightful place. I'm just shifting. It's just a shift.
I mean,
Kelsey, you want to go?
You go, Kelsey? Oh yeah,
Oh,
Kelsey.
sure. Thank you,
Ladies
Armeen.
first, ladies first.
Yeah, I got a few films. I just wrapped a few days ago. I was in Atlantic City, a Christmas movie called Christmas Bay.
Aw.
It's gonna come out this Christmas. We got Hitman Holla as my little Christmas Bay, and like a lot of other actors and seasoned talent up in there. I'm working on a psychological film, Amnesia. We gonna wrap in 3 weeks, and my first international film called Red Princess that speaking of Nollywood, we film it in Africa and the UK. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay,
Go,
shout out to the
Kelsey.
continent.
Yes.
Yep. Myself, I'm just continue to hone my craft, as an actor, to just want to get better and just bigger in this industry. I haven't been doing this very long, but I'm very passionate, about it, and I like I breathe it, what I'm saying? So I just want to just grow, and in the field, and also, I have an event that I partner with 3 other Black men, and we call ourselves Film Friends, and basically it's like a networking. We throw networking events in Atlanta, Georgia, just for actors to be able to connect with each other and connect with directors and connect with just everybody connecting with each other, so that way we can be more productive. Independent artists can be more productive in their craft. You know what I'm saying? So we do that. Our next Film Friends event is March 28th. It's gonna be in Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm gonna edit this and put this out before then. We'll make sure that they're there.
Okay, perfect. Al sat on the panel at our last one, and he was able to like really bless everyone with his knowledge, everything he knows about the industry. So that was great. And I'm just passionate about that, and just like I said, just growing in the business. Yeah.
I'm so happy for all of you all, and Al, I just have tremendous respect for you for giving everybody here an opportunity and in the way that you did, because like you said, you could have put a rapper in front of it, and it might have been a little bit easier in that sense from a marketing standpoint, but you knew you just had to do the right thing for what the film required in that sense, and just to really go honest with the actual interviews and with the auditions. So I really think, I just, like with me, I'm the kind of person that I just receive so much joy from seeing the joy in others. So I'm just watching their faces and how they were just so happy to see you. And, just best of luck to everybody.
Happy to see them.
Yeah, I know. And I know he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth, y'all know.
He is.
But I also want to say, though, really quick, I really thank you for having us, because like you said, it is really hard to get this film out to major platforms, because they're always looking for the A-list, B-list, main actor, had to have this, had to have that. This is genuine talent, authentic movie, and it's more than a movie, it's a movement. Go check it out, BOTCH.
Go check it out, BOTCH on Tubi right now, y'all. Stop sleeping on Tubi. This was great. And actually, Tubi has a great interface. If you're really interested in watching Tubi, you're going to see that it's got a great interface as far as the fast form. I'm not going to say no names of some of these other platforms, but you get a lot of problems sometimes. This is actually none of that, and it's free. So there's no excuse as to why you would not watch it.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse. And you can save your place in where you was watching the film, but all you got to do is put your email address in there. That's it.
Thanks.
Support your independent filmmakers.
All you got to do.
Support your independent filmmakers.
All you have to do.
That's all you got to do. And make sure you go to Armeen, his film panel with his film bros, right?
Yeah, film friends.
Yes, film friends.
All right, guys, take care.
This
Best
was
of luck and
good.
much love to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.